What's up, gents?
Hello.
I'm doing good. How are you, man?
Fantastic.
Good. We have Alex and we have Matt from Arctic Monkeys joining us here in Maida Vale Studios in what's been a fairly busy day for you guys already. You joined Joe Wiley this morning, hung out there and did a little...
Been running around.
We have been running around.
Yes, indeed. And
Roller skates.
Creeps up on you, doesn't it, eh?
Yeah.
This whole talky thing. It's all fun and games when you're making the record. You forget that we're just around the corner. Hello, nice to see you. All right, so let's just talk more recent sort of past as opposed to getting stuck into the album, because we've got a little bit of time before the session, and let's just talk about the touring that you've done, because avid fans have been following your progress around Eastern Europe, Eastern Seaboard of America, Canada, back in Europe, blah, blah. So how's it going? How was the opening show? How was the opener festival in Poland, apart from the bus breakdown?
Yeah, other than the journey.
And then some technical trouble.
But during the gig we had technical issues as well.
Yeah.
But it was great.
Couple of power cuts. Great to be playing again.
My arm then to see how
Yeah.
You did. You gesticulated powerfully.
Yeah, no, it was a great gig actually.
Yeah, and first show back for you guys. I mean, you didn't choose a club show. It's a fairly sizable return. Yeah, you know. I mean, you think that you're off the radar because you're like, okay, it's not going to be UK, but still fans are as passionate about you guys in Poland as they're here.
That's it. Yeah.
How were the nerves before that show? It's like an obvious question, but it had been a while since you played together as a
no, I was really nervous actually before that one. Walking.
I remember.
I believe
you being nervous.
Did you express? Did you?
I think I needed a
really
give me
opened
like
up.
a comforting grip on my shoulder.
I had to be dad.
All right.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you were cool and calm and collected.
Yeah, I had to be. On the outside.
But on the inside,
Yeah.
working it.
gotta be, aren't you, there at the
Yeah.
back?
Well, you know, someone's got it, haven't they?
You had a bit of time off before those tour dates happen, and then you get back on the bus and you go hit the road as mates. And I know that there's no ground to make up, but still, was it different kind of being out of the studio and being on the road? It just must be different, you know, spending all that kind of time together, having had that time away. It must have been fun.
Yeah, no, we had a... Well, that was the thing, because we were like, oh, we'll get on the bus and, you know...
Bond.
Nice time.
We were a bond.
DVDs.
We'll be back in there, yeah, but then it was like...
Disaster.
Nothing worked. Nothing worked.
Aircon broke down
Yeah.
during a heat wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been keeping up view from the road. Looks like the dream. Looks like the dream.
Should have flown.
Has there been one show so far, not to try and kind of, no disrespect to any of the others, but there's been one show where it's really felt like it's been the best show of this particular run?
Maybe like the ones we did in Chicago last week,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, they both were, yeah. We did like a club one and the festival.
Lollapalooza as well.
Yeah.
And that
was like big, like a lot of people at that one. So.
Did you get down to the Them Crooked Vultures show? Did you see them play?
No, we flew.
Yeah, they played on Sunday that we left.
For those people that don't know, just quickly before we go into this is the new band we've been hollering about on radio and on Twitter and stuff about, which is you know, Dave Grohl on drums and John Paul Jones on bass and Josh Homme playing guitar and singing and stuff. So you're in Chicago on the night and you can't even watch the show.
No, we were there. Criminal. We had to leave the Sunday, and that's when they played. Like, we seen them on the Friday at our show.
Nice.
And it was good actually to catch up.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we'll get to that. We'll have a bit of a chat and get a few stories about, you know, you guys recording the record with Josh, because it's, you know, it needs to be talked about given that we're mutual fans of the band and of him as a person. But someone else that also contributed again to the record, and I guess it couldn't have been completed without his input, was James.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just before we play the Simi Mobile Disc. In fact, you know what? We'll play that right now and we'll come back and we'll chat about James Ford's, his input on the record in a second. Here we go. Kind of hoping this has a loopable piece at the end. Anyone got Oh, it works. There you go. It's a little lazy, but we'll work with it. Matt Halders, Alex Turner from Arctic Monkeys, you have been deemed appropriate speakers on this evening. That way you're going to do what you do better, to be frank, which is perform your music live from Maida Vale Studios with the new album Humbug coming out on Monday, which is exciting times for you guys. You know, hard at work doing that. And now we're not going to go into the anecdotes we were talking about before, as funny as they would be, because we have limited time. So let's focus a little bit more on the James Ford thing. Working with James on the studio, was it always a given that he'd come back in, or were you did you go in the studios with Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age with the intention of working entirely with him? You know?
Well, when we first went in with Josh, it was like very much an experiment, you know, like we sort of thought, let's just try it out, and it worked really well, and we got like loads out of it. More, you know, far more than just the recordings. Like,
you broke the back of the record out there, basically, right?
Yeah, but then also, like, just, I don't know, I feel like we just learned so much in that period of time. But then after Christmas, I wanted to like write a little bit more, and I didn't feel like I'd quite fulfilled me, you know,
the quota.
Yeah,
on the record.
Yeah.
And with these songs, did they lend themselves more to James's ears than Josh?
I don't know, maybe it was like we were. Yeah, I think so, a little bit, maybe. Or not. I mean, we could have sort of done them, but I think I think we were sort of done there by then.
That experience.
And, like, we just needed to do a bit, and yeah, you know, like I love working with James, and he was like he was on the Big Day Out tour with us down there at that time when I was writing them and stuff, and it like worked out. You know, we still kept Alan Johannes, who like
cool.
he engineered
everything, kept it all sonically solid.
Like, you know what I mean? So,
all right, guys. So we're just a few minutes away from getting you into the main room here at Maida Vale 4, where you're going to perform live for us. 10 tracks I have on a list, a couple of oldies, and most importantly, a lot of new ones from the album called Humbug. So before we let you go, just pushing forward towards Reading and Leeds, which for your UK fans really is what the focus is all about. New album on the Monday, Reading and Leeds on the weekend, and they've got their band back. There must have been more than in the back of your mind throughout the touring, you know, over the last couple of months, you know.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about it, but no, I mean just recently, I just started to get my lead
thinking
up
about
in my
what
mind.
faces you're going to pull.
Yeah,
Your faces are important.
yeah. Half the time I can't control them. That's
What one-piece tracksuit you're going to wear this time around?
I think I need to think about an outfit.
Go sleeveless, so
Probably start with sleeves.
It's a brave move.
Yeah.
You been working out?
Not enough.
A lot of close-ups in that stage.
I think I'll wear a cycling outfit actually.
Oh, nice. I mean, like not like shorts.
With
You
a
mean
helmet.
like lycra shorts?
Yeah.
Why don't you do it old school, like, you know, like He Got Game or White Men Can't Jump style, with like the biker shorts with the short shorts
and even
over
at
the top,
hat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
with the old school Jordans.
But I want the top with like the pouch on back, and I'll even have a bottle of water.
But you've
down
already
there.
got that. That's your man bag. You just flick it over your shoulders, and it's so tight. It just rolls up to the top of your neck. You can't
Stuff
lose.
like with sticks in and that.
Really good to have you guys back. The new album, fans looking forward to hearing it on Monday. You know, and they've already heard Crying Lightning. We play Pretty Visitors as well. Hopefully 2 tracks you're going to play on you know, in the set. In fact, they are. Let's stop beating around the bush. That's coming up after 8 p.m. And you know, you took a break in between records last time around. It's too early to say how you're going to feel at the end of the touring, but needless to say, you know, you picked up the momentum, and you know, you love them being back together as a band.
I'm like, there's a really like good feeling amongst us all at the minute. You know, you
want to stop again? Yeah. I mean, I sort of was wondering not to put too heavy a tone on the end of what's been a fun interview, but it was so relentless for you over the first 2 albums, you know, and all the success that came your way, you know, the #1 records, and you jumped right up to the top of festival bills, all that stuff happened. You had a huge amount of fans right from the very start. And having that break and coming back, has it made you more comfortable, do you think, as a band? Do you feel like you can take things more in your stride this time?
I think so, yeah. I feel a bit more like prepared, sort of, you know, for things like next weekend. But then it's easy to say that sat here now.
So pop by and say hello about an hour before you
Just go and ask us before.
on the golf cart.
When we're on the golf cart.
What?
Yeah.
Where's the dressing room? Off site. That's unbelievable.
Helipad. We need a
They always
helipad.
give you a golf cart, don't they? Even if it's only like 100 yards.
Yeah.
just to like just suck all any dignity out.
If I see any of you in a golf cart, especially at Reading, where the backstage is literally 15 paces from the stage, I will punch you in the mouth as a good luck gesture. I'm going to throw that out there. The new album is the album of the week. It's called Humbug. We're playing tracks off it all this week, but you're going to get a bunch of them live. All the pedals are out in front. I want to hear what the Truly Beautiful Disaster sounds like. Is that who's
I think that's one of John's.
That's John's one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to look at the valve slapper? It's the best.
It's got a
the
valve
controls
like
on
that.
that.
Yeah, the
They don't
nails.
have. Maybe you just look at it. Actually, yeah, it doesn't have bass and gain or anything. That's good.
I want in another lifetime. I'd like the job of naming the pedals.
Yeah.
Like, who comes
No,
up with the
it's
names
great,
of the pedals? You know, the fuzz gun.
It's like
Who comes up with that?
there's probably all been done. I mean,
Yeah, the valve slap.
You guys need to invent a pedal. You've obviously invented a new style of drum with the Willy Wonka Eternal Swirl.
yeah,
Which I'm
exactly.
feeling as well. Arctic Monkeys live coming up after 8 p.m. We could go on for days, and the crowd are all saying, please don't.